Darling. Winston, darling. There's someone to see you. You have a visitor. My darling, you have the full weight of the world on your shoulders. No, I know. But these inner battles have actually trained you for this very moment. You are strong because you are imperfect. You are wise because you have doubts. Now, shall I let him in?
Who?
The king.
Mr. Churchill, I hope you can forgive the late hour, but your wife thought tonight would be a good time. Shall we sit?
Yes, please. Something to drink, perhaps.
I received a visit.
From?
Viscount Halifax. It appears that the prospect of a peace deal has increased dramatically.
The War Cabinet are drafting a letter to Mussolini asking him to broker talks with Hitler.
Then Halifax was correct.
I should like to know your mind.
It would be helpful to know yours first.
I should like to know it myself. Nations which go down fighting rise again, and those that surrender tamely are finished.
Belgium?
Collapsed.
Norway?
Holland. France any hour.
In the mood of Parliament?
Fear, panic.
And you? Are you not afraid?
I am most terribly. Support in the War Cabinet for the campaign of resistance has collapsed. Later today, I will address the House accordingly.
You have my support. I confess, I had some reservations about you at first, but while some in this country dreaded your appointment, none dreaded it like Adolf Hitler. Whomever can strike fear into that brute heart is worthy of all of our trust. We shall work together. You shall have my support at any hour. Beat the buggers.
I will go to Parliament, but without supporting my own party, I must sue for peace.
You once gave me some advice. Perhaps I can give you some. Go to the people. Let them instruct you. Quite silently. They usually do. But tell them the truth, unvarnished. If invasion is imminent, if our troops in France are lost, they must be prepared.
On certain matters, I have very few people with whom I can talk frankly.
Perhaps now we have each other.
And I no longer scare you.
A little. But I can cope.
So how are you all bearing up? Good spirits? Yes. Just as well. We shall need them. Now, let me ask you something that's been weighing on my mind. Perhaps you can provide me with an answer. You, the British people, what is your mood? Is it confident? Confident? How confident?
Very. Some people say it's a lost cause.
Lost causes are the only ones worth fighting for.
Too right.
Yes, now let me ask you this. If the worst came to pass, and the enemy were to appear on those streets above, what would you do?
Fight.
Fight the fascists.
Fight them with anything we can lay our hands on.
Broom handles if we must, street by street.
They'll never take Piccadilly.
Never take Piccadilly, indeed. And what if I put it to you all that we might, if we ask nicely, get very favourable terms from Mr. Hitler if we enter into a peace deal with him right now? What would you say to that?
Never.
Never.
Never. Never.
Never. Never. Well, you will never give up.
No, never.
Then out spake brave Horatius, captain of the gate. To every man upon this earth death cometh soon or late. And how can man die better than facing fearful odds? For the
ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods.
Are you crying?
Yes, I blab a lot, you know. You'll have to get used to it. What stop is this?
It's Westminster, sir.
Westminster. It's my stop.
Prime Minister.
Turning once again to the question of invasion, I would observe that there has never been a period in all these long centuries of which we boast when an absolute guarantee against invasion could have been given to our people. But I have myself full confidence that if all do their duty, if nothing is neglected, and the best arrangements are made as they are being made, we shall prove ourselves once more able to defend our island home, to ride out the storm of war, and to outlive the menace of tyranny, if necessary, for years, if necessary, alone. At any rate, that is what we are going to try to do. That is the resolve of His Majesty's government, every man of them.
To your right a bit more, please.
That is the will of Parliament and the nation. The British Empire and the French Republic, linked together in their cause and in their need, will defend to the death their native soil, aiding each other like good comrades to the utmost of their strength. Even though large tracts of Europe and many old and famous states have fallen or may fall into the grip of the Gestapo and all the odious apparatus of the Nazi rule, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender! And if, which I do not for a moment believe, this island or large part of it were subjugated and starving, then our empire, we're on the seas, armed and guarded by the British fleet, would carry on the struggle until in God's good time, the new world, with all its power and might, steps forth to the rescue and the liberation of the old.